live to the hilt of every situation you believe to be the will of God. This quote, penned by missionary Jim Elliot, was the motto of a man who had a holy ambition to give his life freely for the glory of God. Born on October 8, 1927, Jim accepted the Lord into his life at the age of 8. His father, Fred Elliot, worked as a missionary in the Puget Sound region. This would later prove to have quite an effect on Jim, who constantly had different missionaries living in his home as a child. Determined to be part of the mission field, Jim would become involved in different evangelistic activities, eventually leading to his travel to Ecuador to witness to a group of Auca Indians whose reputation was that of a murderous and savage group of peoples. Yet in the face of fear, Jim did not blink. He saw the Aucas not as a group of barbarians, but as people desperately in need of the redeeming work of God. Upon initial contact with the Indians, Jim remained hopeful and optimistic. However, his optimism turned tragic. Upon later visits, the Aucas became violent, spearing to death Jim Elliot and his colleagues Ed McCully, Roger Udarian, Peter Fleming, and Nate Saint. Jim's wife Elizabeth, who shared his holy ambition, would continue to evangelize the fierce Aucas, and by the grace of God, many came to know the Lord, including the very ones who murdered Jim and his friends. Elizabeth went on to publish the journals of her late husband, giving us the works we know today as The Shadow of the Almighty and Through the Gates of Splendor, which would spur on the next generation of missionaries. Jim's death would inspire Elizabeth's later works as well, such as Passion and Purity, Mark of a Man, and Let Me Be a Woman, these allowing for countless others to pursue the will of God just like her husband. Jim's life was a life that truly lived to the hilt of every situation. Many will remember him today by another journal entry in which he expressed the brevity of this life in comparison to that of eternity. He said, "He is no fool to lose what he cannot keep, to gain what he cannot lose."